Ribbit, hey guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be coming at you with a video about threat assessment. So basically what is threat assessment? It's deciding what is the best thing on the board to kill or whether or not you should kill something at the current time. In CDH this is a really big component because sometimes there's lots of people's commanders out and you need to decide which is the best to destroy, who can win the fastest. If this stacks piece is hurting you the most, do you need to remove it right now? Stuff like that, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people struggle with, and it is a very big part that distinguishes good CDH players from people who have no clue and they've just got a really good deck and they're just piloting whatever. So this is something that I find really interesting, so let's get into it. Alright, before we jump in, if you haven't already, subscribe down below, leave a comment, interact in the like button, hit the bell icon if you like me that much. You don't have to do that one. I'd appreciate it if you did. But yeah, let's get that going. Alright, let's go on with the video. See you soon. Okay guys, so this is what we're looking at. So this is threat assessment again. So imagine this is the player order. You're player 1, 2, 3, and 4 going around, right? So, what if player 1 casts a static orb and you're player 3? Right, so if player 1 casts static orb and you don't want static orb, right? Static orb's not great for you, it's not going to do you much. And they're passing on to player 2. Quite often I'll say to player 3 just destroy the static orb. So this is wrong, right? Because then player 2 gets to run around, do whatever they want. You have an instant speed, removal spell. You should, in this scenario, wait until the end of player 2's turn to destroy the stacks piece that's preventing you from playing, because you don't want to give player 2 any free advantage over the game. Again, if your plan is to untap as player 3 and just do nothing, so maybe you'll play a Dork and pass, which you could have done with the one land, maybe it's correct to just sit on the Assassin's Trophy for a turn if player 1 doesn't look like they're threatening anything strong as a follow-up. So it is a lot about judging what's going on. Other board state is important, and who the commanders are, cards in hand, that's all important as well, but this is a general rule of thumb. So say you're in player 2's spot, so static orb is cast, being passed to you. Again, you could destroy it right here, but only if you're going to do something relevant in your turn. Alright, let's go on to stacks pieces that are more general, affecting the whole board. Again, player 1 has a stacks piece, you're player 3, you're sitting there with an Elvish Mystic and Assassin's Trophy, right? Limbala's turning off your Elvish Mystic, you can't tap it for green. However, it's also turning off player 2's Deathrite Shaman, their Elvish Mystic, and their ability to use Keenan, which would be doubling their mana from the Elvish Mystic and Deathrite Shaman. So, although you're being affected by this stacks piece, it's actually completely incorrect for you to destroy the Linvala, because it's taking player 2 so much further out of the game than you. So the Linvala is actually helping you to affect player 2. This happens all the time where people just feel like stacks pieces, especially newer players to CDH, go, wow, you're turning off my mana dorks, and they don't really evaluate, is it making someone's life 12 times more miserable than yours? Because that is so much more important. Continuing on, if you're player 4, and say player 3 did try and remove the Linvala, or maybe player 2 had the Assassin's Trophy and they tried to remove the Linvala, you're not being affected at all. You have no mana dorks in play. You have no creatures with activated abilities in play. It is easily likely, and in fact most of the time correct, for you to defend player 1's Linvala with a Force of Will or a counterspell of some sort. Correct all the time, because player 4 is going, wow, player 1's hate piece is making player 2 and player 3 not enjoy the game. They're not getting to do what they want. Their experience is, they're struggling through it. Alright, let's keep going. So say you sit here, right, and the Sisay Wedlight Captain has a rule of law in play. They're passing turn to Bile Smasher Thrasios, who's holding a Nature's Claim. Now, Bile, Smasher, and Thrasios, they like casting spells, right? But one turn is really okay for them, because Gitrog Monster is wanting to play his combo, which is not a Storm combo, but it does require playing a few spells in a turn. As well as Xur, who's trying to look for Necropotence and Storm off in the end step. You just have to sit on your Nature's Claim here, because you have Thrasios' Pay 4 ability, you can put the Thrasios into play, and then abuse the extra mana to gain card advantage. So it's not always correct to just destroy a stacks piece just because it's there. And you'll get used to this as you play more, but it's just something to keep in mind. Is this certain piece that's in play hurting someone way more than it is me? Alright, let's go on to our next example. You're player 3. Player 4 has a Xur the Enchanter. You're player 3 passing to the Xur. Player 1 has a Gitrog. You have to decide whether you Assassin's Trophy the Gitrog monster or the Xur the Enchanter. Well, typically, you have an instant speed removal spell, but typically, you would cast it on the Xur. Because that will make it Xur's job to then stop the Gitrog monster from winning. Because Xur goes, wow, I can't win this turn with my Xur the Enchanter because it's dead. It's been Assassin's Trophied. I'm going to go and find a Dothy Voidwalker, a Rest in Peace, a Swords to Plowshares with my tutors to stop this Gitrog monster from winning. And this really helps keep the game going. And then say player 2 was threatening a win, Gitrog might search for something that stops player 2 instead. And that's typically how it goes when you have not too much interaction and you just need to force another player to try and deal with someone else. Anyway, that's threat assessment. Very, very brief. Doesn't go over too much. I think it's a good amount to start off when you're trying to learn the process, the thought process behind it, getting used to how it works, stuff like that. Anyway, again, subscribe down below, like the video, interact in the comments, join the Discord. We play games on Spell Table all the time. You can join in on this channel's content by jumping in, hopping into the games. I'll see you all then. Ribbit, ciao, CDH for frogs here. Have a good one. See you later.